Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel where we dive into the exciting world of programming and databases. Today, we are starting a new series on SQL. This video is for anyone, whether you have little to no knowledge of SQL or if you are looking to enhance your skills. So let's get started. Before we begin writing SQL queries, let's start with a quick introduction to SQL. SQL stands for Structured Query Language and is used for managing and manipulating relational databases. It provides a standardized way to interact with databases, allowing users to store, retrieve, update, and delete the data. To start using SQL, you will need a special software called a Database Management System, which is simply referred as DBMS. There are many database management systems like MySQL, Oracle, Teradata, Microsoft SQL Server. There are subtle differences in these systems, but for most part, they are same. And if you are familiar with one of them, you can easily switch to other. For this series, we will be using MySQL. First, I'll go to mysql.com, then click on Downloads, then scroll down and click on MySQL Community Downloads. Select MySQL installer for Windows. Then make sure Microsoft Windows is selected and download the first option. Then you will see there are two options, either sign up or log into your account. For now, I will skip this and click on just start my download. Once download is completed, click on it. Give the permissions to the installer if it asks you. Once the installer wizard comes up, you will see there are multiple options available. But for this series, we'll only need MySQL Server and MySQL Workbench. So I'll select custom and then click next. Go to MySQL servers and we'll select the latest version available. Then go to applications, MySQL Workbench and select the latest version available for MySQL Workbench. Then drop it to products to be installed. Then click next. Then execute and it will start downloading both MySQL Server and MySQL Workbench. Once downloaded, click next. Click execute to install both MySQL Server and MySQL Workbench. Click next. Next, we'll keep the configurations as is. Click next. Use strong password encryption for authentications. Then click next. Here we need to provide a password. Remember, this password will need at the later stage when we'll need to log in to our database. So make sure you remember whatever password you give here. Now we can add user here as well, but we'll keep that for some other video. For now, we'll click next. Yes, start the MySQL server at system startup. Click next. Click next. Click execute. Once completed, finish. Click next. Finish. Once installation completes, you will see this welcome screen comes up by default. If not, go to search and search for the MySQL Workbench. You can see here there is a local instance by default, but for the purpose of this video, we'll go ahead and delete this and create on our own. I'll delete it and then click on plus, and then we need to provide a connection name here. I'll just simply keep it localhost. Then I'll test the connection. Then I need to provide password here. This is the password which we have kept during the installation phase. Click OK and the connection test is successful. Click OK. Now I will log into the server and I'll provide my password here and I'll click on save password in vault. Once logged in, you'll see there is one sysdb already there. This is MySQL's internal system database. It uses it to monitor the performances and other informations about different databases and their different objects. We'll talk more about on system DB in our later videos. For now, let's get started with creating our own database. So let's first discuss what is a database. Imagine a database as a library. This library is like a super smart assistant that can keep track of a lot of different things for you. In this library, you have many books, and each book is labeled with a specific category, like teachers, students, or courses. Each book represents a separate item. For example, in the teacher's book, you might have details for each teacher with their name, age, job title, salary, and other details. Each piece of information you want to keep track of, like the name of a teacher or age of a teacher or student, is written on a specific piece of paper and put into the right book. The super smart assistant also makes sure that all the information in each book is neatly arranged, making it easy to find what you need quickly. So we can say that a database is a structured collection of data that is organized, stored, and managed in a way that allows for efficient retrieval, manipulation, and analysis of information. So I'll write our first command here, that is to create a database. That is simply create database. I need to give a name to our database. For now, I'll keep it as university DB. You can see here I have written the command in uppercase, but SQL is not case sensitive. You can also write this command in lowercase or a combination of both. So I'll just execute the command, and here the command has been executed successfully. You can see the green tick mark and the successful message here. So I'll go ahead and refresh the schemas and we'll see our university DB has been created successfully. Now we'll see how to alter a database, and we'll alter this university DB database and we'll give it some privileges. So I'll go ahead and write the command for it now. So the query is alter database, then database name, and we'll give read only as 1. Once provided this property, we will not be able to drop our database. So it is kind of a security check as well. So now I'll write a drop command to drop our database and try to execute it. So drop database and the database name and execute the command. As you can see, the command was not executed successfully and we get this error code as schema university db is in read only mode. What that means is we were successfully able to alter the properties of our database, and now we are not able to drop it because it is in read only mode. So we will go ahead and once again alter the properties and we will set the read only mode to 0. This will disable the read only mode for our database, and the properties has been altered. Now we will try to drop it once again, and as you can see, the command was successful and our database has been dropped successfully, and it is also not available in our schemas tab. But for these videos we'll need this database, so we'll go ahead and create it once again. As you can see, our university DB has been created once again. Let's try to create some more databases here. I'll create one more database and we will call it as MyDB, and we'll create this database. Command has been successfully executed. Let's create one more database and we'll call it StudentDB. Now, suppose you have multiple databases. For instance, you have 100 databases and you want to see a list of all the databases. For that, you can write the command show databases. It will provide you the list of all the databases in your system. We'll execute it, and as you can see, all our databases are available here. And apart from that, there are two more databases, performance schema and information schema. We'll discuss about them in our later videos. Let's see one more command. If you want to query any object, how will your system know from which database you want to query a particular table, right? So for that, you can set a default database as well, or you can write within your query the database name before the object you are querying to. So let's see how to default a database. So you'll just write use and the name of the database which you want to make it as default. We'll execute the command, and now university DB has been defaulted. So that's it guys from this video. In the next video, we'll see how to perform some other DDL operations. We'll see how to create a table, how to alter a table, how to insert data into a table, and we'll perform some more operations to a table. So thank you for watching. Keep practicing. Have a nice day.